Join us as we explore what we think is the most underrated Scottish road trip. The North East 250 has a little bit of everything and is much quieter than other areas we have visited. Here you'll find rugged coastlines, towering mountains, open moorland, castles, charming villages and vibrant cities, not to mention the magnificent whisky distilleries and wildlife in abundance. In this video we will share all the amazing things we found, the park-ups we stayed at, along with the true ups and downs of van life. So stick with us as we show you the amazing NE250 road trip. You join us at the Cock and Bull. I should elaborate. We're on day one of our North East 250 road trip and we've just stopped off at the Cock and Bull just outside Aberdeen. We spent the day exploring the city itself and special mention has got to go to a place called Fitty. This former fishing village with its picturesque lined cottages was a real highlight. It hides in plain sight just down from the main seafront and all the attractions, but if you are in the area, it's definitely a must visit. We knew our journey from Cornwall was going to be a long one, so we did choose to stop off somewhere along the way. Now, this isn't included technically in the NE250, but we still wanted to tell you about it because if you're driving past, it's well worth a visit. The Kelpies are two massive horsehead sculptures which also offer handy overnight parking for vans very close by. Lit up at night, they were a real spectacle and the facilities offered there made it a really good night's sleep, so well worth a stop by if you're in the area. Now, back to the Cock and Bull. We've chosen this trip to be a little bit more flexible than we usually are. That means we've not booked any accommodation beforehand. The idea behind this is to spend more time in the places that we really enjoy and have that flexibility to move around when we want to. This led us to call in the Cock and Bull on leave in Aberdeen. So we've now got a couple of hours before our table booking, so we're just going to relax for a bit and then head in for some food.
Good morning. We've woken up, bit of a leisurely morning, had some pancakes. Jury's out on whether or not they were good or not because actually they didn't have an awful lot of flavour, but at least we had banana and Scottish strawberries to go with them. Really lovely meal at the Cock and Bull last night, so we'd really recommend actually if you're in this part of Scotland, free to park up providing you have some food and drink in the pub. The team were brilliant, the food was brilliant, and it's just a quick stroll out to the van then. So now we are off to the Seal Beach. Had a bit of a glasses malfunction. Two there, individual. Actually, a bit more efficient if I just want to whip the front side I can. The van after a very bracing stroll down to see the seals. We actually couldn't get down to the car park which is closest to the beach. They've got a width limit on it, so we've parked up in the village, but we took a walk down to see the seals. There were loads of them, to be honest, from really far away it just looked like big boulders on the sand, and the closer you got you realised it was just hundreds of seals just sat on the beach. Yeah, we sat there and basically got blasted by the sand for about an hour, but we just didn't want to leave really because it was nice just sat watching the seals swimming out into the water, bobbing around and then going back to the shore. We're actually glad we didn't park down at the car park. So I think if we had, we probably would have just gone straight to the car park and then driven off again. But because we had to walk back up through the village to get to the van, we actually found a little coffee shop called the Trellis Cafe. It was a gorgeous coffee shop, really lovely coffee and cake. And next to it, there were a couple of little gift shops, which I had to stop in and have a little look. So yeah, really nice couple of hours in Newburgh, and now we're going to hit the road again and onto our next beach, I think.
Well, this is a bit of a find. We've just parked up at Port Erroll harbour, which is just down the road from Slains Castle, which is where we're going next. And we've just found the best park-up we've ever found. There's supposed to actually be a storm potentially coming in tonight, so we're a little bit dubious of being down by harbour, but we've parked a little way away from the water to try and alleviate any sort of waves coming in. So we're hoping it's going to be a good night. It's a £10 suggested donation each night, which you just do online, or there is a donation box just up the hill. There's toilets here which are apparently open all the time, and there's a cafe block just down the road. So that, with its proximity to the castle just down the road, this looks to be an amazing place to start. Well, this is a bit different. We've just left Port Erroll on our way to New Slains Castle, and this walk goes through the woodlands, and all of the wind has disappeared, and it's this lovely sort of woodland path now. This isn't even part of the main castle ruins, but I just spotted this, and it is so cool. Like all of this broken building. Love it. It's not often you're allowed to walk around places like this with all of these crumbling walls. I'm not usually a huge fan of castles, but there's something special about this one. Everything's just been left open. It's just superb.
We've just spent an hour exploring Slains Castle, and I'm just sat underneath the ruins here on the coast, and it's such an incredible place. I've just been reading up on it, and it's rumoured to have inspired Bram Stoker's Dracula, and you can see why, especially today with the waves crashing in, and there are just loads of birds like flying overhead, and it's actually quite eerie, especially when there's no one else there. Tom said he was walking through and he saw something quickly dart across a window, so we hope it's not haunted, but it's pretty spectacular. I imagine it'd be gorgeous on a blue sky day, but actually it's really atmospheric today. And it's the sort of place, even though we've been around it a couple of times, I just want to go back in again. There's apparently an octagonal hall, which was the inspiration for part of Dracula. I don't think we walked through that, so I kind of want to go in and find that again. But no, it's really amazing. So yeah, if you're in this part of the world, this is definitely one to have on your list, Slains Castle. Very impressive. I think this might be one of the coolest places we've ever explored, although I'm half expecting when we get back and we're editing this that we'll see figures appearing at the doorways, because it's super eerie. One figure there. We are back at the van after a very busy day. We do this to ourselves every single time. We say we're going to take it easy and we're going to have a nice relaxed trip. We just try to pack as much in as we can, really, every time we go anywhere. But we've had a really lovely day. Got back to the van now and we're in this incredible park up. And to be honest, when we were researching this trip, this is the kind of spot we wanted to find. So you can see behind me, we're literally sat here with the harbour, on the harbour, sorry. And Tom is just sat outside, quite windy. So we have nowhere else to be today, nothing else on the plan. So we're just going to sit here, enjoy the view and probably have a little bit of dinner. But to be honest, we haven't really got much in the cupboard, so we'll have to make something up to do a bit of a cupboard grab to see what we've got in there and make something with what we've got. But this is such a nice spot. This is exactly what I envisaged when we said we were coming up here. Yeah, nice way to spend an evening. Great stop at Port Erroll Harbour last night. They had fresh water, you could use the toilet facilities, they were open 24 hours, and they also had bins as well. No recycling and no grey waste, so you can't dispose of your grey waste, but really great site. So I imagine that place gets super busy in the summer. There are probably 8 to 10 vans parked down there by the time we went to bed last night. The only thing is you are very exposed. So there were some quite high winds last night. It was kind of gusting up in the 40s and 50s. And the van shook all night. There was a little bit of rain, but mostly it was just windy, but it's absolutely beautiful. So you can kind of put up with that for a little bit of wind. You can stop there for up to 3 nights. We're just there for 1. And actually we were saying, we wish there were a lot more spots like that, especially obviously where we live in Cornwall, because the donations that people were making actually helped pay for refurbing the loos and some of the maintenance work around the site. And it's just a really well looked after, really well maintained site. So there should be more of those.
Our next stop was only a 10-minute drive away. We parked up and got our boots on for the very short walk down to the Bollars of Buchan. This collapsed sea cave is alive with nesting birds in the spring and summer. Sadly for us, we had arrived just after the nests had emptied, but we were still able to enjoy this magnificent part of the coastline. We then took an equally short walk over to North Haven Bay, which was absolutely beautiful, and we were also lucky enough to spot a seal dozing in the calm waters.
It's so windy. Where are we?
We're at Rattray Lighthouse. Rattray Lighthouse.
Rattray Lighthouse. So just parked up. There's a road that takes you off the main road, and it did say in all the guidebooks that it's quite uneven. And I think because we're up in a van, it's fine. But if you had a lower car, you might get a bit beached on the road. But it's fine. Little car park at the end. But yeah, this is Rattray Lighthouse, and you access it via these dunes, and then the lighthouse just appears in front of you.
This place is actually stunning. There's literally nothing for miles except this beautiful golden sands. Obviously, except for the lighthouse behind us, which looks incredible with all of this waves crashing around it. Absolutely love this place. And now we've waited a little while, there's absolutely no one else here either. This is well worth a visit if you're anywhere near this place, because it just feels like no other place I've ever been to, and it just feels like you're on another planet almost. It's just great.
Now, we have an awful lot of beaches at home, but this is just, I don't know, it just looks like something else. Like the blue of the sea, the blue of the sky. It's an amazing lighthouse. One thing I am shocked by is just how much rubbish there is on the beach though. I just said to Tom I might go back and get a little plastic bag and fill up, because there's a lot of plastics, old nets. Yeah, a good case in point just here. Beautiful lighthouse, and then Coke bottle. Yeah, this is amazing though. We've reached that point in the trip where yeah, I love my hat, thank you. We've reached the point in the trip where we're falling out in a small space. But we were alright. We stopped for a cup of tea. I thought it would be a relaxing experience, but turns out it wasn't. See how? Oh no! Oh dear! I have to smush it up quick so it's like cat food. You enjoying your lunch?
So unbelievably disappointing.
Now in the curtain, because the curtain has fallen off the back of this in the wind. Yay! Oh.
What have you done to this?
But yeah, I've got my tea, and now we are heading to our fourth park up. So yeah, heading properly around the north of the coast now. So heading to the north for a park up. So hopefully we can find a spot there, and then just relax and chill for the evening. So yeah, we'll see you at our next park up.
If you want to see probably our favourite park up ever, along with more spectacular coastline, castles and sunsets, you'll want to tune in next time. And please subscribe to make it easier to follow more of our adventures. We'll see you next time, where we continue to wander our way around the Northeast 250.